In only a few weeks from now, we can expect the second New Glenn rocket to roll to the pad for testing and then launch. Over the past few days, Blue Origin has shared new info and videos of the second booster, which is nearly complete. It only needs a few more BE-4 engines installed, followed by some of the finishing steps, before it's ready to integrate with the upper stage and begin pre-launch milestones. Here I'll go more in depth into the recent progress, final steps, launch timeline, and more. Starting a few days ago on the 26th, Blue Origin shared an image of the booster within their facility and highlighted that this first stage is headed to LC-36 in early October. Once it's at the pad, they expect the hot fire to occur around the middle of that month with a launch soon after. Timeline-wise, on the first New Glenn launch, we saw the booster static fire in late December and then the launch in the middle of January. In other words, it took a bit over 2 weeks between that mission milestone and launch. Assuming a similar schedule for this upcoming mission, if they complete the static fire successfully in the middle of October, we could see the launch happening around late October to early November. That being said, the last launch was the maiden flight of New Glenn, so Blue Origin could be much faster this time around. In addition to images, we also got some video of the booster. Blue Origin named the second booster Never Tell Me the Odds, in reference to its upcoming landing attempt. On the first flight, the booster was named So You're Telling Me There's a Chance, keeping up with the theme. Dave Lemp, the CEO, commented, "I think the odds of landing this booster are a lot better than 3,720 to 1. Both strakes are in place and BE-4 installation is well underway. Great job by the team as we continue getting our second booster ready for launch," he said. Looking at the booster, you can see that similar to the last flight, parts of it remain unpainted. These areas include the inner stage, strakes, and aft section. Specifically, each of those areas is covered by what Blue Origin calls Comet, which is a thermal protection system. Originally, on practically all New Glenn renderings, most of these thermal protected areas were painted white, with the exception of the aft module, which was painted a dark gray. When asked about the lack of paint, Dave Lemp mentioned, "We could, but we've chosen not to for a variety of reasons, including adding unnecessary weight." Just like the first launch, they've gone that same route, meaning we can expect future New Glenns to look just like this as well. Besides the booster, other parts of the vehicle have been busy in preparation for the launch. Back in August, they completed a 15-second hot fire with New Glenn's upper stage, or GS2. The test served as a final validation that the vehicle is working as intended. They also mentioned that by now, the next upper stage, Serial 4, is not far from being done. The BE-4 engines, which New Glenn uses 7 of, have also been an important production-related item. Back in July of this year, all 7 engines were just about ready and waiting for the vehicle. This is a good sign, as the demand for BE-4 engines is only expected to increase in the future. Besides the upper stage hot fire, the company has also finished work with the inner stage RCS thrusters and fins. In one test, they activated the hydrogen peroxide system that fuels the reaction control system. The first stage RCS provides 20,000 pound force of thrust in any direction, allowing the first stage to reorient itself in space before re-entry and to precisely target Jacqueline in high winds during landing. They also highlighted that during the first New Glenn launch, the RCS performed nominally and successfully reoriented GS1 to within 0.5 degrees of its target attitude during exo-atmospheric flight. Lastly, there was testing of the aft section. This test activates the hydrogen peroxide system that powers the aft module hydraulics and conducts a shortened mission simulation of the integrated system. The 4 auxiliary power units, or APUs, produce a combined peak of 1,000 horsepower to drive the hydraulic pumps. Not long after this step was finished, they began installing the 7 BE-4 engines. This leads to now, with a few finishing touches needed before an expected rollout and final static fire, followed shortly after by a second launch. One of the reasons this second flight is significant has to do with the payload. On the first flight, they launched one of Blue Origin's own spacecraft, the Blue Ring Pathfinder. Not only was it their own, but it was mainly a demonstration meant to test its in-space telemetry and tracking and command hardware, to then be used on future Blue Ring production. This time around, New Glenn is set to launch a much more significant payload, in the form of 2 spacecraft headed for Mars. The Escape and Plasma Acceleration and Dynamics Explorers, or ESCAPADE mission, in partnership with NASA, will use 2 identical spacecraft to investigate how the solar wind interacts with Mars's magnetic environment. Rocket Lab is also involved, as they're the ones who designed and built the twin spacecraft over the last 3.5 years, called Blue and Gold. Just days ago, these spacecraft arrived in Florida. Once deployed from New Glenn's second stage, they'll begin a 22-month cruise to Mars. Blue and Gold will travel together before entering complementary elliptical orbits around the planet to conduct their science campaigns. The spacecraft will simultaneously capture data from 2 regions of Mars's magnetosphere. This 2-point measurement will allow scientists to understand how the solar wind strips atoms from Mars's atmosphere, offering insight into the planet's atmospheric escape history and space weather environment, and informing future human exploration strategies. This was actually supposed to be on New Glenn's first launch. In that case, after confirming it wouldn't launch on the maiden flight, the agency said, The decision was made to avoid significant cost, schedule, and technical challenges associated with potentially removing fuel from the spacecraft in the event of a launch delay, which could be caused by a number of factors. Fortunately, it worked out to move the Escapade launch to the second flight. Between now and vehicle integration, Rocket Lab engineers will conduct post-transport inspections and functional tests in the clean room before finally loading propellant. Once everything is complete and ready, they'll be placed within New Glenn's fairings. In terms of a mission profile, again, we'll see an attempted booster landing downrange. After Flight 1, the FAA completed its mishap investigation following the loss of the booster. They were quoted saying, "The FAA oversaw and accepted the findings of the Blue Origin-led investigation." The final mishap report identified the proximate cause of the mishap as an inability of New Glenn's first stage to restart the engines, preventing a reentry burn from occurring and resulting in the loss of the stage. Blue Origin identified 7 corrective actions to prevent reoccurrence of the event. The FAA will verify that Blue Origin implements corrective actions prior to the launch of the New Glenn 2 mission, they said. Blue Origin was a bit more specific, commenting, "Our ambitious attempt to land the booster, so you're telling me there's a chance, was unsuccessful due to our 3 BE-4 engines not reigniting properly." On New Glenn, 3 of the 7 engines gimbaled to provide the control authority during ascent, re-entry, and landing on Jacqueline, the recovery vessel located downrange at sea. That gimbal capability, along with the landing gear and reaction control system thrusters, are key to making the booster fully reusable. While landing on the second attempt is still ambitious, the company definitely gained a lot of valuable flight data from the first launch that they've applied to the second vehicle. Also, with launch cadence expected to increase in the near future, the sooner they start reusing boosters, the better. The program has several vehicles in production and multiple years of orders. Customers include NASA, Amazon's Project Kuiper, AST SpaceMobile, and several telecommunications providers, among others. Blue Origin is working to certify New Glenn with the U.S. Space Force for the National Security Space Launch, or NSSL, program to meet the emerging national security objectives. Back in April, Blue Origin won a contract to serve as the NSSL Phase 3 Lane 2 heavy lift provider. This contract tasks New Glenn with missions to stressing orbits requiring higher performance launch systems and full mission assurance as a Space Systems Command certified launch vehicle. It's the 3rd national security launch-related contract they've been awarded in the past 2 years, all of which benefit from what the company hopes is a successful second flight. In the coming weeks, we can expect the second New Glenn to roll to the pad and go vertical. It will then complete a static fire of the first stage, and if everything goes as planned, we can expect the launch to take place around late October. We will have to wait and see how it progresses, and the impact it has on the space industry. Thank you very much for watching.